Good evening, everyone. A terrific day today. We saw high temperatures that got very close to 50 degrees. It did hit 50 in Norwood, but at TF Green, we are only a degree shy, 49. Same story for the folks over in New Bedford as well. But if you were out on the islands, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, you did hit 50 or a little bit better, but the wind was nice and light throughout most of the day today, so it was quite enjoyable. Right now, we've settled back to 40 degrees. The dew point's very low in the 20s, but nice dry air. And that wind direction continues to prevail out of the south-southwest, 9 miles an hour, and that's the dominant wind direction that's still out there for this evening. But it's very light all across the region. You may recall last night we were concerned about a high wind advisory being on the Cape where the gusts were reaching 45 and 50 miles per hour. Not the case tonight. Things are relatively quiet by comparison. And here's what we're looking at region-wide at this hour. There are some spots that have now drifted down into the upper 30s. Smithfield is there, so is Killingly, Connecticut. A little cooler even further still up to Worcester. We're looking at 36 degrees. But if you're down along the coastline, that wind right off the water, holding those readings up for you, so you're still in the mid-40s, 44 in Westerly. As we look across the nation, though, you remember just a couple of days ago, we saw this deep plunge of subarctic air all the way down to the Gulf Coast region where temperatures at this time of the night were into the 30s and 40s. Well, not now. We've gotten rid of those. That air mass is retreating back up into Canada, so there's no 20s on our maps. There's no teens on the maps. There's still some 30s showing up at this time, but it's an idea that, okay, things across the nation are beginning to modify a little bit and get back to near normal, and that's pretty much because high pressure's on the East Coast, stretching all the way to the West Coast. Lots of sunshine filling up the United States for today, and that trend is going to continue. A couple little weak impulses running across the U.S. and Canadian border, but as we go into the weekend, we're going to see a system come up the coastline finally for us. But for now, high pressure's in control, so that means nice, pleasant weather to continue into tomorrow. A few clouds around for the afternoon. Watch this frontal system that's going to drop down tomorrow night into early Thursday morning. But kind of dissolve as it comes down the coastline, but it will cause the winds to shift Thanksgiving morning out of the north-northeast. So we'll start off kind of chilly, but the high takes over and those winds shift back into the southwest for the afternoon. So we'll warm back up again. We'll get into the upper 40s. But here comes our next little weather maker. It's a frontal system, and it's going to bring some showers our way as we go into the Black Friday shopping for the afternoon hours. But let me give you a closer inspection for the next 48 hours, just show you how nice and pleasant things will be. Overnight tonight, it's clear. Temperatures falling into the low and mid-30s region-wide. During the day tomorrow, bouncing back up to the low 50s. That's where we should be for this time of the year. And for tomorrow night, cooling back again. Notice I mentioned I talked about that wind direction in the morning, Thanksgiving morning, out of the north-northeast. So we'll be back down in the 30s, but we'll turn those winds more southwesterly for the afternoon. That gets the warming process going, so your football games will be better feeling by the midday, and the afternoon feast, we're looking at temperatures that are in the upper 40s. So again, for tonight, clear, seasonably cold, most of us in the 30s, unless you're on Block Island, 42 for your low there. Tomorrow, we're bouncing back to the low 50s, sunny and pleasant, and it stays delightful for Thanksgiving Day. Friday starts off dry, but showers coming in for the afternoon. Notice this, we're in the low 50s, and we're going to stay in the low 50s all the way into the weekend. Looks like a split 50-50 weekend. Saturday's dry, some sunshine. Sunday's wet and windy, and then we're cooling down into early next week. That's my latest forecast. Let's get a preview for sports. Here's Nick.